Hey, this is Anney.
And Samantha.
And welcome to Stuff Mom Never Told You, a production of iHeartRadio.
And welcome to a new Monday Mini. I don't know why I said new. I guess just all of our Monday Minis, unless they repeat it, are new, aren't they, Anney?
You never know. You never know.
And because it is holiday season, and if you're wondering, this is the beginning of December 2021, just to put this little timestamp on. And what we like to do every now and again is just remind you of the amazing people behind our show. And so we wanted to do a reintroduction of our team and / introduction, because we do have a new team member that's been around for a while now, which is really sad that we waited this long. Sorry, we're going to blame this on quarantine / pandemic / all the new variants. Right, Anney?
Oh, yeah. And time just losing meaning, because we did actually have we were fortunate enough to have an in-person meeting with our whole team back in July.
Right.
But it doesn't feel like it was that long ago.
So, while we start, you know myself and Anney, but we wanted to introduce you to our new executive producer, Maya. Hello,
Maya. Hello. I'm here.
Can you introduce yourself for our amazing listeners, please?
Yeah, absolutely. My name is Maya, now Cole Howard. I just got married in August, so, new names and things, very exciting. But yeah, I'm the executive producer for SMNTY, and I've been with iHeart for a couple years. And yeah, this is a funny story. I'm going to go off on a little tangent. In my notebook the other day, I noticed I had some notes from an old podcast convention that I went to before I worked at iHeart. And I guess you guys were panelists, or like SMNTY was on a panel at Work It. And I was reading through some of the notes I was taking from the panel. And now here we are all working together. I think that was in 2017 or something like that. So that's really funny and cool. And so that's who I am.
And I like it.
Yes.
And also on mic with us. Is this how I say it? I always want to say on air, and I know that's not right. On mic with us is our amazing producer. You already know her, but we just go ahead and do a reintroduction as she is. You're sitting here, Christina, with the cat in your lap, so you're looking a little like Austin
Dr.
Powers.
Evil?
Yeah.
I know, the way I'm petting him is like, yes. Hello, everybody. I'm here, Christina. So happy to be here. I think this is my first episode I've been on, so happy. It's only taken a year. It's almost my 1-year anniversary producing SMNTY, so thank you for having me.
Oh my goodness, has it been a year, seriously?
It's in January, yeah. I started last January, mid-January, but I didn't really pick up the show maybe till February-ish from Andrew, so almost a year, though, for sure. So I'm pretty excited.
We'll have to do a special anniversary episode.
Yeah. We should. We totally should.
We could do evaluation about how you feel about us. Not to put you on the spot or anything, but that could be interesting.
Yeah, like a reverse evaluation. Okay, yeah.
These are the things that annoy me. Samantha, stop doing this. Fair. Thank you very much. Stop singing. Okay. Another good point.
More singing.
But yes. More singing, yes. I figured out that, especially I don't violate any of the on-air stuff because I never remember the actual tune or the words. So I'm like, this is the best way to sing a song, right? Making up things to a tune that doesn't really exist, but in my head it does. Why not?
It works for our circumstances.
Yeah, and not violating any copyright laws. That's always a good one.
On purpose.
Yes, we'll say that's on purpose.
Yes, definitely.
That I'm doing that with that in
Everything
mind.
we do is on purpose.
Not because I can't remember what it is or what they say, pretty much. But yes, it is the holiday season, and I thought it would be fun if each of y'all would tell us your favorite holiday tradition, whatever it may be, or maybe even your favorite holiday memory. Anney and I have already kind of gone down this way, but we're going to bring it up again. And Anney, I want an answer from you as well. But Maya, can you tell us, I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm like, bring her in. Do you have a favorite holiday tradition or a favorite holiday memory?
I have a lot. I'm like a pretty big holiday person. I do quite enjoy the holidays. This year, we've been in our house for about a year. So this year we actually like really got into decorating. Last year we were just getting settled in and like kind of rushing and everything. But this year we're like really going out, decorating. We got the tree. We cut our first tree down ourselves at not
What?
illegally at a tree farm.
Yes.
We didn't go rogue into like some random forest, but we went to a tree farm and cut down our own tree. So that was really cool. And I feel like is definitely going to be a new tradition. I really enjoyed that process. I've always been a real tree person. So I've always grown up with like fresh trees. So that's definitely like a tradition of just like having the fresh tree. But this cutting the tree down thing was like very cool. I felt like I was in like a Hallmark movie or something.
Nice.
So that was amazing. Yeah.
Well, I got questions because we used to do this too when I was growing up, but I was never actually like I would pick out the tree and then go sit in the car because this was when it was actually cold in the wintertime, which is a little bit different because right now it's 68 degrees in Atlanta. Yeah. But did you go with tools and actually chop down this tree, or did they provide you with things?
Yeah, so we went to a farm in Gwinnett County. So I don't even know what town, just like a small town outside of the city. And they had saws. So you drove up, you parked, and they're like, do you want to pick out a tree or do you want to cut a tree? And we're like, let's cut the tree. And we got a saw and a wheelbarrow that's like a size of a Christmas tree. It was more like a net and two legs with wheels on it.
Oh.
And there were just rows and rows and rows of trees. It was really awesome. And so we got to, they provided us with the saw and we cut it down ourselves. And they also complimented me on my perfection of sawing and how straight and clean it was. So I was pretty impressed. I did most of the cutting myself. My husband did a little bit of the cutting, but I did most of the cutting myself.
So you may have like professional
lumberjack
ability. Yeah, is it called a lumberjack? What is that? I know it's tree services. So I'm like,
I'm going to call it lumberjack because that just feels like right for me.
Yeah,
that feels like now it's just such a like a title for like lumberjack sexual. Isn't that lumber sexual? Isn't that the thing? I don't know. Obviously, I don't know much about it, but that's how the reference is in my head now. This is where I am. Thank you, TikTok.
I'm not on that side of TikTok yet. I think I've missed that one.
You haven't made it over to lumber sexual yet?
Well, I'm everywhere. I'm telling you, I'm everywhere on this TikTok. So Christina, what about you? What is a favorite tradition or memory?
Okay, so it's perfect that Maya has a lot, and I actually don't have a lot of tradition. I come from a huge family back in Pennsylvania, and it's a little too much to try to be all together on Christmas Day. So one thing that we do every year is a big family Christmas party, and I have a lot of little cousins and like younger kids in my family. So we have somebody dressed as Santa, and they all think it's Santa. It's amazing. And I thought it was Santa when I was a kid. It's been going on since I was a kid and still is. And well, COVID kind of messed it up, but it probably will happen again soon-ish when it can. And that's a fun thing. I always look forward to it as a kid, especially because you get gifts. You get like a little gift from Santa, and then big emphasis on like godparents. So godparent gifts and stuff like that. And then you get to hang out with everybody and eat food. And, that was sort of my favorite family tradition. But other than that, I just try to see my family on Christmas and keep it pretty chill. That's about it for me, though. Like can't really think of anything else that we do as a family. We'll watch, how they play A Christmas Story. We'll watch that, and then, Christmas Day, we just open up a few things, and that's about it.
I'm with you. I'm not very sentimental. And one of the things that we talk about, then the listeners know that I hate the holidays. I am very much the grump of the holidays. It starts from my birthday on, which is in September. I'm like, everything's the worst. Why is it like this? And why am I like this? Both of those come into my head. So Anney and I were talking about our own traditions. I really had to dig for my own. I was like, I don't know, because me being sad sack, pessimist over here, I'm really having to think. But yeah, just being able to have a moment, and I can think of the emotions of just having a moment when everything felt good, but it wasn't necessarily anything that was abnormally special type of thing to me, and I'm like, and even for me, I have traditions. I'm not gonna lie, I've been trying, because I try real hard. I'm like, I'm gonna be a normal middle-class human where I'm going to appreciate that this is about the family and the holidays and get together, even though in my head, I would rather just be in my comfy and sit on the couch and watch horror movies. But I try my damnedest to get it together. So yeah, but being with the family when there's no drama is really, really nice.
Yeah, it is.
But it's still kind of like, what is happening?
Yeah.
No, okay. Anney, to you, now that I've given my sad sack holiday ideas.
Perfect. I love the lead in. Well, briefly, this is not a sponsor, but I did give my mom a comfy because you got one. And it was a big hit. And she actually wore it to like grill out outside when I was home for Thanksgiving. And it was really awesome.
I love it.
Which, for anyone who doesn't know, it's just essentially a big blanket that you wear. It's kind of like a Snuggie, but
giant. To the point that I look like a Popple doll. And we talked about this last year. I don't know if y'all know Maya and Christina, because you're kind of young. I don't know if they existed. Y'all are younger than me, much younger. We discovered those and I was like, oh, okay, cool. That a Popple doll, do you know what I'm talking about? What those are?
No.
Anney, why are you giving me this? We talked about this last year.
I don't know.
It is essentially this like stuffed animal that was some type of sports ball that turns out to be like a creature. And it's not like necessarily a teddy bear. I think some of them like were supposed to be dogs and lambs, and it pops out to that and was called a popple. And I believe they still exist, BT dubs. But essentially it's what I say I am, because if I like huddle into a fetal position, I look like a big like ball, and then I pop up and I'm like a weird looking creature that comes out of it.
I'm having a lot of trouble envisioning this, to be honest.
Then.
I feel like I've seen like the stuffed animals that turn into pillows. I've seen that.
Yeah, the pillow pets.
It's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
That was after. That was after the
Popple.
And I know we're gonna have a lot of listeners call and be like, "Oh my God, I had this one." Yes, you did. We all did. My age.
You're not special.
What?
My age. I mean, like if you're in the 40s, late 30s, typically you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. I'm getting
very, because it was a cartoon. All right, this is why I say I'm all over the place. Keep going, Anney.
Okay. Well, I'm actually a big tradition person. I know we've talked about this before, and it's interesting because I feel like a lot of the conversations you and I have about it, Samantha, we always are kind of negative. Not because I actually like the holidays, I think for reasons that maybe aren't traditional reasons, but it's just usually we're talking about like emotional labor of the holidays, and that's not the most fun thing. And as part of that, like I have my holiday movie lineup, I have my music lineup, I have my sweaters. And I actually do, even though I complained about it in the episodes we did about emotional labor, I actually do really like Christmas trees. And I like the decoration. And I put up mine and my tiny little artificial one that has all of my like nerd ornaments on it. But I always do it after Thanksgiving because I don't want my mom to have to do it by herself. And so we always go after Thanksgiving to get the tree. And last year it got screwed over because of the pandemic and we couldn't find trees anywhere. And then this year they were like, there's a Christmas tree shortage. And it's funny, your story, Maya, is we found a place where you could cut down your own Christmas tree and we vetoed it because we're all very clumsy. We were like, we're going to kill ourselves if we try to do that. So we ended up going to Home Depot and we met this guy. We got there like right when it opened. We were trying to avoid people. We met this guy who was so funny. And he immediately was like, don't you think it's weird that like we grow trees for 7 years and then we put them in our living room to watch them die? Don't you think that's weird? And I was like, you're an interesting fellow.
So maybe that's my soulmate.
He went on and on. Like we kept trying to walk away and he kept talking and he was really funny. But it was kind of exhausting because I just feel like I don't talk to that many people anymore. And it's kind of like a skill that's fallen out of practice for me. But he did not have a problem with it. And he was telling me about how he thought the world might be a simulation. I think he was joking. His, like, his mother accidentally trapped him under the hood of his car. And he just kept going and going. And it was so funny. And my mom and I got home and we kind of looked at each other. Oh, yeah. Also, he tied the tree to our car and he was like, I think it's going to be okay. And he jerked it around. It was like clearly moving a lot. And he was like, how far do you have to go? So my mom and I got home and we looked at each other and we were like, we're going to remember this one. We're going to remember. But just those kind of stories like that where you get to be with your family or whoever it is that's important to you around this time. And you create these kind of funny, weird memories around traditions that you have that do, while they're kind of similar and comforting every year, they're kind of new and interesting every year as well.
Yeah, that is fascinating.
Oh, it was great.
This dude, I was saying was my soulmate until the assimilation part.
I think
and I was
he was kidding, but it was.
That's a different conversation.
I don't know.
It was very, very funny because I was like, wait, what? And then we were moving on to a different topic. Oh, okay.
And speaking, Anney, because you did talk about having your own playlist, having your own movie list, do y'all have a favorite holiday movie that you must watch every year? Maya's nodding yes. So what is it, Maya?
There's so many, honestly. I
Give
just
us
like
top
can't.
5.
Top 5. Okay. Elf is definitely up there. A Christmas Story. I feel like Home Alone is definitely a holiday movie. I feel like there's a Disney Channel movie that I can't think of right now that I always watch. They kind of like bleed in between like Halloween and then into Christmas. Definitely Harry Potter kind of like straddles the two,
Yes.
at least the first one. Sorcerer's
Yes.
Stone has like the Christmas
Absolutely.
dinner. So it definitely has the Christmas feels. And some of the other ones do too. Those are the ones that off the top of my head that like for sure I always watch.
Christina?
Well, like I said, I think A Christmas Story would be like the only movie that I have to see once or in pieces because they play it 24/7 on the day.
do.
So, I'll probably watch like half of it and then 2 hours later watch the first half of it. You know what I mean? So that is the one movie I would watch. But I am more of a TV show person growing up. So, there's so many good shows out there that have great Christmas episodes. Off the top of my head, like King of the Hill has some really good Christmas episodes, kind of depressing ones, but it's so good. Yeah, shows like that. I like to watch Christmas specials. Because other than that, like I don't really want to watch a Christmas episode of a show in, in October or July or something. So I'm more of a TV person, but yeah, A Christmas Story would be my one Christmas movie if I had to choose one, I would say.
Anney, I know you got 10,000. You have 5 with no bonuses. Anney, she wants to add these bonuses that she's like, it's just 5 more.
That's how the bonus system works.
That's a whole other
I
list.
would say like, pretty much what everyone else has said. I feel like I've talked about this before, but yeah, we usually watch the Santa Claus. We watch Muppet Christmas Carol, which I love. And then TV episodes, I do like, I like the Supernatural Christmas one because it's freaky. I like, I just discovered Wellington Paranormal has a Christmas episode, and I love that. And then I like a lot of the weird stuff we do, Samantha, where it's not really a Christmas movie, but it's like at Christmas. So Spider-Verse is probably number 1. I love that, and I watch it at Christmas.
Right. Well, yeah, like Maya was saying, Harry Potter is actually one of mine as well. It's like, it's Christmas time. They do a Christmas thing. It's super cute. I must watch. I have told you this from last year. I watch a lot of rom-coms when it comes to Christmas movies, which is really weird because I am a cynic to the core, but I love the holiday rom-coms. And I'm not talking about Hallmark, which you would think I would add that in, but I've never watched those. I'm talking about The Holiday, specifically, you know what I'm talking about, Maya's nodding her head, the Jack Black, Kate Winslet, that, I love that one. About a Boy, which is, it was way back when. I was like, why am I watching these? But I love it, and I must watch it. Okay, and I also have liked Love Actually, and I have a lot of people yelling at me about this movie, about how it's awful, but I still love it, and I find it endearing. I like English humor. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Maya. But I also do the shows because New Girl has a lot of Christmas episodes that I watch. I'm like, I must watch every single one of these, and I will skip over to watch that. Scrubs has a few that are really sad that I must watch as well. I don't know. I'm like, okay, I think the sad Christmas thing is a theme, but I feel like it just makes watching these things. I try to get in the mood by watching these things. Do you feel like it helps y'all to get in the? Am I the only one of our group that really just has a hard time getting in the spirit? So
No,
maybe.
I do too. It's not even that like I don't want to have spirit. I recently thought I would be like, and I'm sure you agree, Samantha, we would be perfect in a movie about somebody who has no Christmas spirit, who needs to find Christmas spirit. You know how every Christmas movie is that? We need like Santa to come find us and put it in us, the Christmas spirit. I feel like I'm not like actively not seeking it out. I just genuinely don't really feel very festive. I appreciate the holidays and I like seeing my family, but I don't know. I would be nice to have like more traditions. I feel like it would be more fun. I would love to make my own traditions eventually, you know, when I settle down more or get like a house where I can put a big tree. Get a real tree would be really cool. I've never done that. So that sounds cool too. But yeah, I definitely am lacking some festivity, but maybe one day.
You know, that's the thing. It's like getting back to, you don't have to.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say I've definitely taken that route, Christina, of like, let me just make up my own traditions. And like, I found that, you know, I grew up in a family that was like really big about Christmas, but it was always later in December, like the last couple of weeks of December. And I've kind of taken a different approach of like, it takes so much work to put all of these lights up and these ornaments and like get it all together. I'm like, why don't just start, like you said, Anney, like right after Thanksgiving, which we never really did growing up. And so that's something that I've kind of incorporated for myself because it just is fun. And then last year, my husband did this thing of like 25 days of Christmas. So like every day he would come home with like something random, like a pair of socks or like a piece of candy or like something fun. And it was just like so much fun that I was like, you know what, we should just do this all month long because it's just a lot of effort to get into the spirit. And then once it's over, it's kind of sad. But if you drag it out a little bit longer, it's like, oh, okay, I'm ready for this to be over, you know? And so I think creating traditions is always the best way to go.
I love that.
Christina, also the secret for a Christmas tree, get the tiny, small ones from Whole Foods or Kroger. That's the ones I get so that it's easily like, I'm done with it and just throw it away. But it's real. And it does last. It's real, but it's literally a fourth of the size of the big ones. And so like easier to decorate and you can just put it up on a table and there you go. Merry Christmas. Merry flipping Christmas.
I did that every year when I lived in an apartment. That was what I did. Like Whole Foods, that tiny Christmas tree, and it already has like a little, you know, stand and a little bow on it. And it's like, you're done.
And I get the miniature socks. Like I said, stockings. I meant stockings. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
the
just normal socks.
Hey.
I just put socks up.
I think whatever works, whatever's easiest, whatever doesn't stress you out, like that's the way.
That's the only way. Oh, y'all. And it is December. And this is, as you were talking about, trying to extend it out, Maya, I feel like you're a lot more organized than myself because I'm like, I haven't even thought about doing anything Christmassy yet. This is where I am. And then realizing, oh, no, we're in December. I guess I need to do some of these things if I want to do some of these things soonish.
Depends on what things you're talking about, I think.
Maya, I really like your husband, how he does like a 25 gifts or whatever. I think I love gift giving. Like gift giving is fun and I love being thoughtful. It can be a little stressful, but I love receiving them too, but I love giving them more. So I think that's a great idea is like little gifts up until Christmas could definitely help with Christmas spirit for me.
Yeah, and sometimes it's just like a note or like something really small, like it doesn't have to be anything. And it's just more about like the thought and, putting a little effort into each day and makes it exciting.
Yeah, I like that.
Me too. That sounds fun.
It's cute. I love it.
Yes.
Look how adorable you are, Maya, you and your husband. Aw.
Yes.
It makes life a little bit more fun, because I am honestly like a little bit of like an existentialist and like, kind of lean towards the pessimism. And I'm like, okay, how can I make myself just a little bit happier, especially when it's not as sunny as it usually is today. And, it's grayer and, the sad sets in, the SAAD, not the SAD.
Both.
And the whole thing.
All the things.
Yes.
I'm so glad y'all were able to come on and tell us and share with us some of the things that y'all do or don't do or trying to do, as we are as well. And I'm so glad to be on a team with y'all.
Yes.
You guys are awesome.
And hopefully we can all come together and hang out outside of the computer FaceTimes. I was trying to be generic.
I think you succeeded.
We will.
Did I succeed? Okay, great. I did say to Anney not too long ago, as in today, maybe we should all get together soon and do a little holiday photo shoot as a team. What are y'all thinking?
Oh,
wow. That's with Christmas sweaters?
Somehow like Christmas sweaters or reindeer antlers or something.
Yes. Well, I'm into it. I got my sweaters ready. As I said, I got hats and I got those like light up things. So I'm ready to go. We can do this. Yes. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being on the team. We would love to do this again. And yes, listeners, these are the people that make this happen. Without it, none of this is here.
True story.
Yes. So thank you, Maya and Christina, for everything that you do. And thank you, listeners, for listening. If you would like to contact us, you can, or email us, stuffmediamomstuff@iheartmedia.com. You can find us on Twitter @momstuffpodcast or on Instagram @stuffmomnevertold you. Thanks as always to our super producer, who is here, Christina.
Right. You're welcome. Finally, I can say it.
Yes. And thanks to you for listening. Stuff I Never Told You is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.